How is everybody? Healthy?
So far.
Good. I'm going to talk about the thing that everybody's talking about, or the other thing everybody's talking about, which is Nyack College. I think that this is something that, it's rare when there's an issue that seems to be of equal importance to most people countywide, and this is one of those. Last week we continued to break some news by reporting that the prospective buyers of Nyack College are a joint partnership between a Kaiser-based what's called Vizhnez Yeshiva and a condominium developer and Rockland resident. His name is Beryl Carniol, according to our sources. The campus, if the deal goes through, will become an all-boys Hasidic yeshiva, and the campus will be sold for about $45 million. But the curious part about this story so far is that, is that the yeshiva is buying this in partnership with a developer, and they're coming in not needing any kind of permit or permission from the village of South Nyack, because the college has a right to, or rather a user like a school has a right to, walk in with a continuing use of what the college had been, or so it seems. There may be a glitch to that too, but on the face of it, it seems that the special permit for the college, the non-conforming use as a college, would give a yeshiva the right to continue in that vein and do that. But the curious part of this is why is this a partnership with a condominium developer, and what are the intentions? That may not be known until after the sale is finalized. We know that.
Wait a minute, as of last week, I thought we didn't even know who was going to buy this. Now you're all of a sudden saying that you're aware that it is this yeshiva that wants to buy it?
Well, we have very deep sources.
Okay. And
that's why we're widely read. It's like I said, it's a Kaiser-based. It's I guess it's a Yiddish word, Vizhnez Yeshiva. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. And as I said, they are partnering with this. The developer, it's curious because Carniol, who lives in Spring Valley, he has built many condo units in Ramapo, either from empty land or conversions from houses. And he's also affiliated or has partnered with, and this is interesting too, the developer Gabe Alexander. Now, we believe, according to our reporting, Gabe Alexander was the previous developer who seemed to be attached to the project when the college came to the village asking for an amendment to the special permit, and this particular developer, Gabe Alexander, wanted to stay hidden. So, there's a lot that we have been able to report, but there's a lot that we don't know. I know that there are some factions in South Nyack and beyond who would have liked to have seen the village, I think, do something more proactive in terms of its zoning. And now there's a lot of chatter about eminent domain. But, eminent domain is a very large task. And whether the village of South Nyack is entertaining that for real, there's mention of it, but whether they're entertaining that for real or whether they could find the compensation that would be needed, for the college, all of this remains unknown. I can say that it's a very, it's a tinderbox of an issue. There's a lot of concern, fear, worry, conversation. A lot of a lot of people on social media bringing their opinions to this issue. But not only that, I know that these announcements over last week have mobilized civic groups and have had public officials doing what public officials do, which is kind of, getting up and saying whatever they happen to think about it all. So I assume that you guys have heard some chatter too.
Yeah, but nothing conclusive, and I'm wondering if this happens to be true, is it predicated on approval by some town board or another in Orangetown?
No. Here's the thing. Let's say this partnership wants to come in, purchase the portion of the campus where, the heart of the campus where all the buildings are, install a yeshiva for, I don't know, they say it's going to start with 200 to 300 students. I don't really know what the real number is. Nobody does. If they just wanted to, like I said, come in, set up, and operate as a school, no permission needed. But there are, a lot of buildings, first of all, within the campus that could certainly, and houses that could certainly do with being redeveloped. Maybe this is the reason the developer's there. And there's also the 22-acre 22-acre vacant lands, except for the president's house, that is zoned for R18, where Toll Brothers and companies like that have been prospecting to put up some sort of multifamily housing. Now they would need permit changes, zoning changes. So it's just, it's a big puzzle up there because it's hard to figure out. Everything is constantly in secret with I don't understand why Nyack College can't be more transparent. I think, in the end of the day, I think that how they will be remembered maybe is not necessarily for their legacy of decades of education, but more for the way that the sale of the college is being handled. Maybe they don't care. That's sad, but it's the secrecy surrounding this deal with the first one and now the second one. I think has created a lot of ill will. I mean, they're entitled. They have a private piece of property. They can do pretty much what they. In answer to your question, as long as the use, if they continue, if they sell to someone who uses the campus as an educational institution, the village of South Nyack will essentially have no say. But if there's a developer in this project, well then we say, well, that may mean, that could indicate that there's an intent to develop.
Well, Supervisor Kenny is going to be on with us 8:45 on Wednesday. Now, have you talked to her? Do you have any quotes or opinions from her?
She's free to reach out.
Okay.
I haven't spoken to her. Bonnie Christian is essentially hiding. She seems to be answering not reporters, or at least not this reporter. From what I see on social media, she is just essentially, one could say that she doesn't know anything, but that would be disingenuous. I know that she knew who the first buyer was, the first prospective buyer was in the deal that went south, and she's claiming that she knows nothing again. So I'm dubious that that's true. When they on these Village of South Nyack board meetings, which I've been attending through Zoom, when they say that the village has no legal authority over this private sale, that's absolutely accurate. But that doesn't mean that she is not in the loop and that the attorney Birnbaum is not in the loop. They are. I would believe that they are in the loop, and they're probably at least given the courtesy of knowing some of this information. So what the village can do about it, I mean, like I said, the thing that's being talked, the chatter is about eminent domain. That's a very drastic move. I think that this is just going to be, I don't know, this sale could take place very quickly. We could be on the phone next week or the week after, and this may be a fait accompli.
Well, given your internet access, there's no lag time between when you find something out and when it gets published, right?
You got that right.
So all they got to do is go to RCBiz, B-I-Z, journal.com. Watch it all week, is all I can tell you. Because as something emerges or new information comes out, you'll have it on that publication.
You got that right. Have a great week.
You too, Tina. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
All right, 429-1700 is our